Hello friends, today we shall discuss about digital multimeter. Here you can see we have already discussed about digital multimeter. What we can measure with a digital multimeter? We can measure DC voltage, we can measure AC voltage, we can measure DC current, we can measure resistance, we can check the continuity, square wave and beta, that means beta value of NPN and PNP transistor. Today I will show you how to measure current in a circuit, right? For that, what you take, you have to put this knob. You see there is a knob here. You can see the range of this current, right? The range is 10 ampere, 200 milliampere, 20 milliampere, 2000 microampere. We know that the unit of current is ampere and it can measure up to 10 ampere. When you want to measure up to 10 ampere, you have to put the positive probe in this hole, and if you want to measure less than 10 ampere, that is 200 milliampere up to 200 milliampere, then you can take this probe and you have to put this probe in this hole, right? First of all, we have to take this. We want to measure first 10 ampere, after that we will measure 200 milliampere, because if we don't put it, if it is higher than more than 200 milliampere, then it may damage. That's why first I will put it in the 10 ampere range, right? Now I show you how to measure electric current, right? Since we are measuring this current passing through this LED, we will get very less current. That's why we are putting it into 20 milliampere range. You see, this is 20 milliampere. Now we'll check the current in this LED. First of all, you have to know that when you use a multimeter, you have to put it in series connection to current to measure current. You should know that you have to measure, whenever you want to measure current in a circuit, you have to put the multimeter in series, right? For that, to put it in series, what we will do, we will put this negative probe here, touch it in the negative of the battery, negative of the cell, right? And negative of the cell. You see here, right? And this is our LED. There is two terminal, one is positive and the other one is negative, right? The positive terminal should be touched with the positive terminal of the cell, right? And this will be touched with the probe, and you will see the current flowing through it will be measured, right? Here you see I put the probe in the negative and put the positive probe, positive terminal of the LED in the with the positive terminal of the battery, and if you touch it and you see it will glow, and you can see the current flowing through this multimeter. Since it is less than 20 milliampere, you have to change it into 2000 microampere, and you can see it, there is a change. For that, you have to change this probe in this range. It is for 10 ampere. Since we are measuring an LED, current through LED, we have to put it here, and we will put the range in 20 milliampere, right? Now we'll see, I will check the current through this LED, right? Here you see, this is the positive probe. I put this negative probe with the negative terminal of this cell and the positive terminal of the LED with the positive terminal of the cell, right? And if we touch this with this probe, let us see whether it glows or not. If it glows, that means current is passing through it, and you can measure the current in this digital multimeter. Now you see whether you can measure it or not. Here you see, yes, it is going, and you can see the current through it is though it is fluctuating. You can see 0.72 milliampere. It is 0.72 milliampere current is passing through this LED, right? If you want to measure any other load, suppose you want to measure the current through this light and you are replacing this cell. Now we will want to measure the current through this LED, right? For this we will give a supply, right? For this what you have to do, you have to put this is the negative terminal of the cell. You have to put it in the negative terminal of the cell. This is negative of this multimeter. You have to connect it again in series connection. To measure current, you have to put the multimeter in series connection, and here this one you have to put it in the positive terminal of the LED, right? And now we will measure the current through this LED, right? Here you see we have taken this, we will put this in 200 milliampere range, right? And if we put it here, we will see how much current we are getting, right? If we touch it here and it will glow, and you see how much current it is going. You see we are getting nearly 128, and let us try once again. We are getting nearly 127 milliampere current through this circuit. 127 milliampere, right? Now if we put it in the 10 ampere range, you will see how much current we are getting. You see, if we are putting this in 10 ampere range, you see here 10 ampere range, and if I touch this one, let us see what is the current. Here you see the current is 1.2, that is nearly 1.2 ampere. That is nearly right. Okay, now if we give a load, let us see how much current we are getting through that, right? Here we will run a motor and check what is the current. You have to remember that for measuring current, you have to put the multimeter in series connection. Here you have taken a motor. You see here you have taken a motor, and you see how much current is passing through this multimeter. You see here, okay, this is the motor. You can see here, this is the motor, and if we touch this one, right, and we have taken it up to 200 milliampere. Let us check the current in this once again. After that I will check the current through this motor, right? First of all we will check the current through this LED. We have put this in the 10 ampere current, right, 10 ampere range, and let us check what is the current through this LED, right? If we put it in the negative terminal, it will glow, and you see the current through this is nearly 0.12 ampere current is passing through this LED. Now I will check in this motor, right? Here we will put the motor here, and you see here it is in 10 ampere current. I will check the current first in 10 ampere range. You see what is the current. You see 0.02 ampere. You are getting 0.02 ampere. Here it is 0.02 ampere. Now if you change this range and put it in 200 milliampere range here and want to measure the current, let us check what is the current through this motor. Here you see it is 22.9 milliampere current, 22.9 milliampere current, right? Now we'll change the motor and see. You are changing this motor, right? You are changing this motor and take this motor here and it measure the current through this motor, right? You are changing the motor here. You see here, you are changing the motor and we measure current through this motor, right? Here you see, you can see we have taken it at 200 milliampere and you see the what is the current through this motor, right? We have put the multimeter in series connection. Let us check. Nearly 119 milliampere current is passing through it, 119 milliampere. Now if we put it in the 10 ampere range, you can see here, if we put it in the 10 ampere range, let us see what is the current through it, right? And if you put the knob on 10 ampere, and you can see that the current through this motor is nearly 1.29, that is 1.30, nearly 1.30 ampere. In this way you can measure the current. You have to remember that to measure current you have to put the multimeter in series connection, right? Dear friends, if you like this video, please subscribe, like and share. Thank you everybody for watching this video.